Welcome back to the sixth installment of the System Podcast. Myself, Steve, and Tom sat down on the 9th of November to wrap up the Spring Carnival and explain how profitable it has been for especially the system, but also the Hussla squad. But before that, we did speak about Dabble very heavily, and especially around the fact that they are trying to get as many influencers as possible to market and advertise their platform, as well as using a geniusly hidden feature that many people may not actually be aware of. We couldn't not mention Betr and their massive explosion into the betting market in Australia. We speak about their promotions and what everybody has been talking about, but we delve into the mathematics around the marketing and the liabilities that this company had to basically consider to blow up and successfully lure in a massive amount of customers in a short period of time. We reflected on how the system was actually created, and finally we spoke about how, despite numerous attempts to teach people how to hedge their multis, especially when in a position on the last leg, we saw another punter on a Facebook page this week throw away the chance to make at least 50k guaranteed again on Nature Strip. As always, if you have any questions for us here at the system or the Hussla squad, you can reach out to our Instagram DMs. If you don't have Instagram, there are plenty of other ways to get in contact with us. All relevant links will be in the description, including our 2,000 member free chat, which we encourage anyone to jump into if they're curious about what goes on in our communities. We hope you guys enjoy this one, and do not be shy. If you have any questions about anything, please reach out.
Alrighty lads, so we're back again for another potty. Obviously today's a Wednesday. We usually tip on Wednesdays, but we've taken the day off for sustainability purposes, and also as well we thought it'd be good to kind of recap what's going on in the betting space. It's just been a massive spring for not only the system and the Hussla squad, but just the whole industry. There's been a lot of things pop up that we'll discuss today. Betr obviously is going to be a big topic, but I thought we'd start off this podcast with something that I cannot stop seeing, whether I'm scrolling Twitter, whether I'm on Facebook, whether I'm on Instagram, whether I'm watching podcasts, and that's Dabble, right? They have got their finger in that many pies at the moment. They're trying to get every single podcast to promote them. They're getting, influencers like Angry Dad, so on and so forth. And just thought maybe we could dive a little bit deeper into what Dabble actually do, how they're making money, and why are we seeing them everywhere. So maybe, JP, you wanted to start us off. Why is Dabble everywhere? What are they trying to do?
Yeah, so they briefly came up on our last podcast, and they were actually mentioned in a snippet from one of our subscribers who mentioned this little function that they had, which we want to clarify. But in terms of what they are, they're a bookie. I 100% haven't never used it. Like, I don't know the ins and outs of it, but it's very clear as to how they're working. You can follow a number of tipsters on those apps. Tipsters, I mean, at the end of the day, they're just people.
Anyone. You can follow anyone.
Exactly, and I guess they're making use of this influencer style popularity and then combining that into betting to make themselves money. So
how do they do it? Like what actually is Dabble?
Yeah, so it's a bookie, and then through that they're now chasing all kinds of affiliates who tip on their platform, and then you can just follow their tips. So for example, they'll get people who have a podcast who basically just tip winners blindly, and Dabble might pay that person a sign up code, pay them a fee, as well as giving them a sign-up code. And how bookie affiliation works, now I don't know the intrinsics of their deals, but generally speaking, all bookie affiliation will be either a CPA model, meaning you get a fee per sign-up, as well as a revenue share. So for example, So for example, if Steve signs up on my link, I get $50, and then I get 30% of his losses for the whole lifelong of his account. Now, I know that's something that another bookie has done. I'm not sure if this is what Dabble's doing. But how it works is, on this platform, you have a functional ability to be able to press hide on any bet that you want. So what you're seeing on these apps, right, you're following, let's say, Angry Dad or, I don't know, another person that
podcast that you like. Yeah.
And you're saying, okay, well, Angry Dad, look at all his tips on his wall. You can see his past history. But Angry Dad has the opportunity to press hide bet if he tips a loser. So someone coming to that profile is going to say, fuck, look at this. They could hide all their losses if they want to, and they've seen 10 wins in a row, and of course you're going to follow him.
So they watch a video, Angry Dad's making, some video watching, eating Tim Tams or fucking having a punt, and then they're like, I want to see what he's betting on. You go to his Dabble page or whatever, and then you go on his page and they're just all winners because you can hide losing bets.
Yeah, spot on. So if I'm a tipster on Dabble, I can hide any bet that I want. There's literally a feature that says, do you want to hide this bet? Now, I'm not sure if that's only available for losing bets, but that's what it is. The feature has been put there for that reason, and it wouldn't take a rocket scientist. I know the way you explained it was a little bit better the other day when you sent through a voice recording to our chats. You said, well, how would you, if you're a bookie, how would you want to make the most money? And why would you want to show people like losing essentially? So
yeah, well, if you can hide the downside of your
Exactly.
of the business, right? At the end of the day, people know, or most people know, you're going to lose money gambling, right? And most people don't care. But if you find yourself on a platform or following somebody and you can't see they're losing bets, it's very easy to forget about that, and it's very easy to be like, oh well. Some people might not even know about the hide function. They might just think, this guy's a fucking genius. This podcast is elite. They just keep
100%.
tipping winners. I saw their TikTok reel where they hit this multi, like they're all riding this multi together. Wow, they've hit a 60-1 multi. I'm going to jump on their double. There's no losing bets. Like, these guys are geniuses.
Yeah.
Like, this is elite. Start following or start tailing or however it works, and then bets start losing, and then you go, hold on, why can't I see the losing bets on here? And then again, you obviously touched on how these people get paid, and Dabble are going really hard at everybody at the moment, trying to get as many people as possible to promote their app. But like, you'd have to think about it. If your favorite podcast or your favorite influencer is someone that's telling you to use Dabble, if you knew, and we don't know for a fact if they are, but imagine if they're getting a percentage of your losses. Like, I don't know how that sits with people. Like, imagine encouraging people to join an app so that you can get paid for them joining an app. But not only that, you're going to get a percentage of their losses. If that was the case, why would you tip winners?
Well, okay, you can go down that real sort of morbid pathway of, okay, we're going to go fucking tip losers for everyone.
Well, not deliberately,
People,
but who cares?
There would be people out there that do that, and Facebook groups are run on that. Like, there's multiple groups that do that. But let's just take the other way and say, hey, these guys are just young blokes who love punting, who want to run a podcast.
Know what their audience likes.
Yes. However, they don't give two fucking shits what happens to their audience. They're not running a service like we are, where we have a refund policy or we have an accountability to make our subscribers money. Like, their subscribers aren't paying them. All they're doing is watching their podcast, signing up to Dabble. So they have no obligation to do anything apart from do their podcast and fill their contractual agreement with a bookie, which says post your fucking thing there.
Code.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
So the aim here is for Dabble to get exposure, and the payment is a payment to the individual or the podcast for doing that.
Do you reckon the individual or the podcast think deeply about how they're getting paid or where the money's coming from? Or
this is the thing we want to try and get through to these influencers, and I think 2023 for me personally, and obviously you guys are going to be part of that, I would like to think, is to literally create an army doing the opposite, which is like people doing what the bookies don't want you to do and bet. And instead of saying, hey, Sportsbet or Bluebet or someone pays you $1,000 for a sponsorship of your podcast, why don't we pay you to do the opposite and help punters? And we're going to be doing kind of sponsorships and stuff like that, looking for influencers who want to make a positive difference rather than either the negative difference or the I don't care difference.
It's also funny as well because that's such a saturated market, right? Everybody's promoting bookies. Imagine, like, it's so niche. Like, what we do currently is pretty niche. And I've seen the first influencer that I've seen in ages speak about gambling in a negative form is Anabolic Gabe, and I know you've had
PrimeTrain,
and PrimeTrain. I know you've sent some chats, voice messages to PrimeTrain, had a bit of back and forth, but they're the first people that I've ever seen speak about the negative effects of it properly, and they're guys that obviously use their influence in a massively enormous way, helping people with their training or helping people with their diet, or they're people that have influence and they chase clout, which is elite, but they're doing it in a way that's helping other people. And like, I would love to have someone like that associate with us and be like, look, guys, we're not pro gambling at all, but we understand young lads do it. And if you're going to go down this path, maybe you should look at your match betting or following a structured system so that you can still enjoy the punt, but not fucking turn into a full degenerate for the rest of your life.
Well, we got Back to the Bench TV officially on board. It's not public yet, but that will be a massive part of next year, what we do in this space. And we want to obviously get more people. Anabolic Gabe, PrimeTrain, two very, I would say, aware individuals. And I know for a fact that they will be no chance to ever sign a bookie affiliation agreement. And that's great. And we want to now sit down and have a chat to them about that. But
While we're speaking with bookies, and I'm
Yeah.
very wary that Steve hasn't said
Steve
a word
has
yet,
just-
sitting there fucking
No, I'm all good. I'm just enjoying this chat.
hanging
to be
on to the
honest.
coattails.
It's actually a great chat.
But I was thinking, we're still on the topic of bookies, and obviously it's a saturated market at the moment, and a very notable new bookie in the space is Betr, and everybody would know that they were offering 100 to 1 for the Melbourne Cup odds, and they're offering 100 to 1 for the World Cup and for the NBA and for the AFL, NRL. And me and Steve had a really good discussion about the liability that these bookies would have on those kind of markets. But then when you think about it in like a greater context, and I read something saying that Betr tried to buy PointsBet. So they went to PointsBet, who have like 200k customers, and they said, we'll give you 300.
Is that all they have?
Yeah, something like that. So, and they're like, we'll give you 300 mil for all your customers. And they said, nah, fuck it. So supposedly the thought process was, well, we were going to offer PointsBet 300 mil to get 200k customers. How can we get 200k customers with 300 mil? Let's offer up all these outrageous markets. Supposedly, I read Rob Waterhouse tweeted something saying that he reckons Betr have got close to 300k new accounts.
Oh, no, they signed up 160,000 people in their first 3 days.
Yeah, in their first 3 days. But
this
apparently
is like 2
to
weeks
now,
now,
like
yeah.
a tweet a couple of days ago saying that they got 300k members. Now, I'm not sure how many of them are going to be legit ongoing customers. A lot would have been just for that. But, that's how they've entered the space. And maybe Steve could dive into a little bit of the liability. Like, what is that? Because I remember going through the numbers. I'm like, fuck me, if Deauville Legend wins.
Well, let's
supposedly
clarify
there's
what exactly the promotions was for anyone listening who doesn't know.
Okay.
What did they offer? They had $101 on every single runner in the cup.
So their promo, as soon as they
$10
launched,
maximum.
they're like, you can have a $10 bet. The first promo they had was you can have a $10 bet on Animo in the Cox Plate at 21 to 1 odds, which is 10 times the odds of any other bookie. And that won. So for starters, that's lots of people would look at that as a negative. That's a huge win, in my opinion, for Betr. They've got all these punters now that just put $10 in their account or whatever. Now they got 210. What an experience. I'm going to start punting. I know heaps of my mates were sending in screenshots of their bets or placing their bets or for the whole spring carnival using Betr because they had outrageous promos. So they've obviously jumped into the market and made it a splash. But, what kind of liability are they looking at for something like that? If you have 50k customers sitting there with $10 on the favourite for the Melbourne Cup, they're sitting there fucking fingers and toes crossed, surely, hoping that doesn't...
I mean, it's straight up genius what they've done. Like, everyone's been questioning Betr, going, oh, wow, Betr did this. They've lost so much on Animo. They're going to lose so much on the World Cup, on the AFL, NBA, whatever. But, that's all part of their plan. Everything that's happened, I'm pretty sure with Betr, they would have seen it in their sort of script of how we're going to launch this system. All the marketing ploys that came out, whether or not they were potentially marketing in an illegal way or a moral way or whatever, they knew exactly what they're doing. And they've created a massive stir because of it. They've got publicity, whether that's positive or negative. They've created a massive stir. Everyone's talking about it. My mates are talking about it. Everywhere you go where guys are gambling, they're all using this Betr app. Have you got Betr? Have you got Betr? It's a massive talking point. And they do have a massive amount of liability. They would have lost an absolute stack. I was trying to estimate it. I don't even want to put a figure on it because,
Apparently there were only, on that same tweet, I think I'm pretty sure it was Rob Waterhouse again, said that supposedly Betr said that they had 1,300 accounts on Gold Trip. So
that's a lot.
So whatever that is, what did they have? 1,300 accounts times $10 at 101 to 1.
That's only 1.3 mil, I suppose.
Mate, trust me, it's peanuts.
Of course. Well, at the end of the day, they wanted to buy PointsBet, couldn't get it. So fuck it, we got 300 mil to blow. How are we going to get 200,000 customers?
The guy running it is Matt Tripp. I think he's the owner. He's been around this for I don't know how long. Don't quote me. I'd say 20 years. I think he was involved with the BetEasy buying of the Sportsbet sale of BetEasy, and I think he was involved there, whatever. But he knows exactly what he's doing. He understands the industry inside out, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to work out that. Okay, I think they got a fine for something. It was 1.5 million fine. Don't quote me again. But this is all factored in because they would see.
They know that they're on the, they're in the grey area.
Yeah, we're going to do this, and that's going to make X revenue, and this is going to cost X per customer, and that's going to outweigh what we're going to make from it in the long term. So it's just marketing costs.
If you have a look at this, so I've just Googled Sportsbet's profit in 2021. Sportsbet's profit was $369 million after tax for last year, right? Betr have come in with a pretty clear idea. They want to be the next Sportsbet. That's been their message.
Yeah, of course.
They're like, we're coming in. We're not coming in to be a low ranking bookie with a small market share. We're coming in to take over Sportsbet. That's been sort of their message, and they've been offering promos that are just way more absurd than even Sportsbet offers, sort of thing. So they're living up to that so far. They're taking a bit of a hit at the moment, but if you're any business, right, you're not expecting to make profit in your first, 2-3 years. Like you're just
not
like,
if you're scaling that large.
not if you're scaling that large.
If you're in an industry that probably is never going to stop.
They will. I reckon they will profit though.
Yeah, no, they
year?
will.
Yeah,
but the way you have to look at it is gambling ain't stopping tomorrow, next week, in 6 years, or
all you have to do is get them across.
Unfortunately, humans will gamble.
All you have to do is get them across. Exactly. So even if they said, all right, we're happy to lose $500 million. And then in 12 months' time, they're the next Sportsbet and they're making $400 million a year. They're going to make back their liability. Isn't it? It's a fair investment. And then they're going to be getting $500 million or $400 million profit the year after. And then after 2 years, they've already broken even. They're already flying.
Plus, they're in other countries. Like, obviously, Jake Paul is like the face of it I'm pretty sure it's his.
Yes,
it's in the US, and they're focusing on micro betting, which is like the new craze where you can bet on like every drive in the NFL or, every single point in the tennis instead of having to ring up. The laws are very different in the US. So they're like every single player, the next bucket in the NBA, somebody going to get a foul. Like the things that you can bet on there is fucked. But like they've come in with a bang, and they know exactly what the fuck they're doing, and it's going to be interesting to see the landscape. Plus they've come into Australia. They know that we are degenerates. We're the worst gambling nation in the world. So there's not a better country in the world that you would want to get you'd want to make a splash and get a market share, because
so one thing I want to mention,
donators.
One thing I want to mention, and this is the ingenuity of Betr, whatever the word is. So everyone was sort of laughing during the World Cup, right? During the Melbourne Cup, Deauville Legend, was paying $4 or whatever it was, and everyone's going, wow, if Deauville Legend wins, they're going to make a stack, rah, rah, rah. And Betr obviously have taken this into consideration. They would have done their risk assessment. They would have done their cost benefit, whatever it would have been. And they would have gone, all right, we can take the risk and let however many, if there's 1,300 people on Gold Trip, there probably would have been 50,
on that
50,
thread, they reckon,
on
that thread, they said 40K.
40,000. So 40,000 people on Deauville. So that's, what is that? That'd be not a massive liability, but still
4 million, no?
4 million, yeah.
Around about.
No, more than that.
40,000
times 10 is what, 400K?
Yeah, 40 million, yeah.
Fuck, is that all?
So that's not massive, but
they're hedging that too,
yeah, of course, they were laying it off. Like at the call to the card at Crown, they placed a huge bet on
They were betting on
Legend
Tab,
with
Tab,
Tab.
right?
They're betting everywhere.
Yeah.
Betfair,
and they were laying
was
it off.
suspended for about 2.5 to 3 hours on the Monday night. I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
That never happens.
That's
I've
weird.
never seen
like,
that. Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Well, they were trying to get real big bets on, like back in Deauville Legend. Like they were trying to get huge bets on at other bookies. But I was watching Betfair on Cup Day, and it just kept blowing out. Like it was obvious that Betr had been like trying to hedge their position weeks in advance. Every time there was money there on Betfair, they were taking it around like 340, like obviously trying to lay off some of their position.
And then it blew out to
460, and then right
470.
before the jump, you could almost get $5 on Betfair. So the damn wall had broken, and Betr weren't matching all these bets now. And I'm sure some of the money at $5 would have been people like, fuck it, I'm just going to get my bet matched and cash out my position. But probably wouldn't be a large.
But even so at this, I think it was Monday night, you sent through that text, and it was if you'd have backed over Legend, they were offering you $150 in bonus bets.
Yeah.
So I had a look at what it jumped at, and at $4.74 it jumped at Betfair starting price Deauville Legend. So if you had backed it $10, if you had backed it with Betr, you would have won $1,010 if it won. So you could have laid it on Betfair with a $4.74 Betfair starting price and guaranteed yourself $190 guaranteed. That's at $4.74. Yeah. If it was $3.80 or whatever you were saying, you would have been getting close.
$3.60 for a good 24 hours as well. So you're looking at $2.60.
So you would have been looking, $2.50, $2.60, potentially $300 guaranteed if you had backed it. So what did Betr go and do? They went and offered people cash out your bet for $150 in bonus bets. Fucking genius.
Yeah.
But instead of the punter going, I can go and hedge this for a guaranteed 300.
Which, to be fair, a small portion.
One in 20 would do that.
Of course. No, less, I reckon.
Less
1 in 100 would do that.
1 in 100,
but Betfair, but essentially what that's saying is that, Betr could potentially be losing $300 per bet here. Instead, they're going to offer $150 in bonus bets, which we know is 12% in real monetary terms, sort of thing. So they're losing.
So bookies are assuming that a customer would win 12% across their lifetime of any bonus. So let's just clarify that. So they would expect to lose 150 by 12% around about, not obviously accurate numbers. What's that?
$18.
$18. So they would expect.
So they're saying we'll give you 150 bonus because we know in the long run that our massive punters will turn that into $18.
Correct.
And that's what
per
we'll
150.
Yeah,
so
per 150.
Someone might win $1,000, someone might win zero.
Most people. Well, the other thing as well is like they're giving it to you in bonuses because you can't withdraw
you have to gamble it.
So you got to punt it.
So there's your two options. You're a gambler, or it's the same two options for Betr. It's the same two option. They go, all right, we can risk potentially $250 or $190 per customer in the long term who's backed over legend on average, long term. Or we can just give them $18 and they've gone, fuck, we'll just give them $18. There would have been so many people that would have cashed out that bonus bet
value. I was
value.
in the Platinum Squad Discord. Someone's like, that's not a very smart way to get punters to take it. But I guarantee you that people would have taken that.
And do you know the thing is? There'd be so many people out there who took it and they'd be happy with their decision. They'd be thinking that I've made the right decision.
Yeah, fuck it, now I can turn it into $4,000.
Yeah.
And I've got more control over it because it's not just all in the one
$10,
course.
$15 bonus multis.
Yeah, they would have just thrown it all on there.
And then they had their fun and got $0 out of it.
Better's turned this genius marketing ploy and just mitigated their risk massively by doing
100%.
it.
And they're laughing.
Yeah.
And it's like, when you see that, and we always, we're the fun police, right? That's what everyone calls us. Like, why would you, if you're on the fucking Melbourne Cup favourite at 101 to 1, why would you lay it off? Like, it's $10 bet, mate. Like, you can make $1,000. But the flip side of that is, but you could make $1,000, but if you lay off your position every time, like we say, like all the Hussla Squad members are doing, you always make profit. So this is the difference. There's no luck. There's no chance. You always make profit. So sure, at the 400, when Deauville Legend looms up, and you're like, this is going to fucking shit in. I cannot believe they've given me 100 to 1, and then bang, blows a tyre, doesn't win. You've done your $10, and you're like, oh, it was only $10, mate. You gave up the opportunity to make like 270, 280, gone.
And Betr wants you to think it's only $10, so you put another fucking 20 in on the day of the next race.
Yeah,
Same
of course.
shit.
But it's like, and the other thing as well is like there will be people that, because they offered it on like 6 different markets, right? So if you're on like Brazil or France in the World Cup and they make it to the quarters or the semi-finals, even if they're in the final, sure, they might be $1.50 favourite. But that is your opportunity to lock in $400, all right? And if you have an opportunity to lock in some profit on 2, 3, 4 of these chances that you've had $10 on, you'll, instead of hoping that one of them wins and making $1,000 maybe minus your $60 that you've outlaid, you make 200-300 every selection you make, you're going to be further in front. Like, it's an absolute
Unfortunately,
no-brainer.
people will be watching this and they'll literally be in the comments saying, mate, it's only $10, not that deep.
Yeah.
But it's like, those are the people that always will lose. And these are the people that essentially keep this industry in business. So,
well, what you need to understand is why is the bookie offering you that promo?
Well, to get you on
like
the
they're
platform.
not, but they're not doing that because they're like, oh, this guy's going to fleece me. Like, what a genius having $10 on this market. They know. So when you have an opportunity to lock in profit, you need to be doing it. And the smart punters would have, and in the Deauville Legend example, they come out on top.
Yeah, there would have been like maybe, we didn't promote Betr because we offer sustainability, but there were a number of members who eventually got onto it and they cashed in $280, $260. There was a number of people in our chats. And they didn't care. And they were so happy after the race. Because the
no-brainer play for someone that knows what they're doing.
Yeah, they went on the calculator.
Absolutely, you could just go fucking hammer the favourite. I'll have $10 on that at stupid odds.
Make it
lay it off, take my money, move on.
Yeah, it would have taken you maybe a minute and a half to lay it. Put the money in Betfair, lay it.
If you had a live laid it as well, I reckon.
I mucked around with. I videoed that it only got to 240 live.
240.
Interesting. So if it went any shorter,
I remember sitting there going, of course.
It had a nice ride.
Another 50 meters. Another 50 meters, it probably would have gone to like 180. And then it would have been fucking.
I was literally just like thinking about all the comments. I'm like, oh my god, every mug's gonna win. This sucks. But then, it got rolled.
Yeah, there's unfortunately, and there was
one better year.
How about the one on the weekend? Someone sent it into our chat. I have no idea who the punter was. He had how much did he have in that multi? 50 at 2,001 or something.
What was this for? 94k with Nature Strip. That was the last leg, Nature Strip.
He was going to win $96,000.
Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah.
Nature was $1.81 on Betfair.
Mate, let's clarify this, right? People will be like, oh, who has 50,000 liability,
let's also clarify so that I don't get rinsed on TikTok for the next month. We don't have the exact odds, but we'll put the bet slip up.
We'll put the bet slip after the fact. We'll put it after the fact so that you don't think we're reading on it.
It's not sitting there floating in front of us at the moment.
Telling lies and shit.
We're all dyslexic or something, right? So, yeah. So
it was like around, I think it was a $94,000 collect. With Nature, the last leg, $50 bet.
Let's just say, 95k, right? let's go. It was $1.80 on Betfair. Let's just go even $2 and just round it up. So for every dollar that you lay on Nature Strip, you gain $1 if it loses, and you lose $1 from your potential profit if it wins. So if you were to put 48K on the lay at $2, you would take 48K minus commission off that if Nature Strip wins. If it loses, sorry. And if Nature Strip wins, you would walk away with 48K profit. So you've essentially got yourself in a position where you could have made 48K. Obviously, that punter would not have 50K liability to play with. So people will be like, oh, what's the point anyway? So how would you go? If you put 1,000 on it, you make 1,000.
I was going to say, that's
2,000,
the
you
point.
make 2,000.
And that's what I was saying in the free chat.
As much as he could have put on that bet, he would have guaranteed himself
But
a
that
position.
remember that multi and that guy, I think it was for the first Nature Strip race. I think it might have been the same one. And you were speaking to him and he's like, yeah, I understand that I could lock in profit here, but he's like, I don't want to spend more money to, lock this in. He didn't want to put up the capital to lay the bet, right? So he saw it as he was having to spend more money to hedge his bet. But it's like, no. You're basically cashing in money by, yes, you have to put it up there, but you're going to guarantee profit.
Yeah, you are spot on there, because that's a massive deterrent for some people with Betfair, because they're like, well, look at the liability.
Yeah, but it's
like, but you don't understand it. You're not. This is the gambler's mind. You're not gambling that. Like, you've already got the bet on one side. You're simply locking in profit. Yes, you might have to lock away your 2, 3, 4 grand, whatever it is,
for a couple of hours.
For 2 hours.
Yeah,
or for 30 seconds, it comes back in your account,
and then you get it back on Monday when you withdraw it from Betfair. But that's how you're making profit. You're not gambling. And people have this fixation with parting with their cash.
Literally.
Like, they feel like they're losing it. And it's like, no. So when you're in that position...
That's the saddest part, is they are parting with their cash by letting it ride and sitting in all or nothing. And now he's got zero when he could have made fucking up to 50K.
And you can clip this for TikTok. If you are in a position where you have one leg left in your multi, please send us a DM.
Literally, we'll help you out to fucking do it.
We'll set it up for you. We'll show you exactly what to do, because I'm so sick. That guy could have made $50 at 2,000 to 1, whatever.
Even
imagine being in a position. I said in the free chat, I'm like, that guy, you guys, everyone in this chat needs to understand, that guy's had 50 grand on Nature Strip in that race. How many of you in your right mind would do that? Nobody. That's what he's done on the last leg of his multi. And he's got zilch for it.
So this is the beauty of Betfair, which a lot of people, obviously a lot of our listeners and a lot of our community completely understand it. And that's awesome. But people don't actually understand what Betfair is and the fact that you can back against a horse. So there's even races with that Nature Strip race, right? A lot of the bookies, I know Neds often offer this market where you can back the field, right? So it'll be like Nature Strip versus the field, or Animo versus the field.
That's the same thing.
Or it's the exact same thing. That concept is what Betfair offers you, where you can back the field. That's what laying means. You're laying the field against the horse that you're backing. It's the opposite. It's the opposite of backing.
The easiest way to think of it is you're just turning into the bookie. So you're just saying, all right, hey guys, I'm offering $1.85 for Nature Strip. How much? And you can choose how much you want to accept, and then someone will place a bet with you. That's
and this is so. But you look at Neds and they'll be like, if Nature Strip's at $2 or something to back, they'll give you the field at like $1.60, which is just stupid because it should be $2, right? Like if it's 50-50. Should be $2. I'll give you $1.60. That's the beauty of Betfair. Betfair, you can get the good value. You can lock in the $2.85, $1.90. You'll get a massive more, or you'll get the fair value sort of thing. Yep. So for people who don't quite understand when we say you can lay a horse, you can hedge yourself out of a multi. Think of it. You've got Nature Strip. You've got a potential to win 98 grand, and then you just go and put 50 grand on the field with Neds. You can do that on Betfair.
It's the same as cashing out.
It's the exact same.
People don't get that because they're putting the money in. They think it's not the same. It's exactly the same as cashing out. So that person essentially
get a slightly less favorable result.
Essentially what the bookie's doing there is they're hedging your bet and then just taking 10% or 15%
Well, the reason
of it.
he didn't have a cash out was because he had a 25% power play on all his markets. So they take the cash out off. So if that guy had a 50K cash out, do you reckon he would have taken it?
Mate, of course. I fucking would hope.
It wouldn't have been 50K. It wouldn't have been 50K.
They'll rip you off.
It would have been 30, yeah.
But it was $1.80, probably like 40 to 45.
If you don't know how to use Betfair and you're in a position like that, you'd have to be mad. The better question is not would you cash out. Would you have whatever the cash out value is? I don't know, it's simplistic, but say they're offering him 40K cash out in that situation. Are you willing to put, if you did cash that out, would you put that 40K on Nature Strip to make the same return? And of course you fucking wouldn't. So in that situation, it is a no-brainer to take the money. It's a full-blown no-brainer.
And even though we've just spoken about Betfair, we make it sound super easy, it is a complex thing, and a lot of people fuck it up if they do it on their own. So just be careful. We're not telling everyone to just go out there and start laying things because, people have been
Well, we've
trying
made
to teach
mistakes there as
Betfair.
well.
I was doing Betfair for 5 years and once lost 3,800 on one race by double laying it.
Was that the
No,
And
that
you-
was a different one.
that was a different one,
It
okay.
was at Mooney Valley. I promise you, it was a glitch on Betfair.
Yeah, no, this is the one I
I
remember.
put 2,000 on a laid. I think it was.
He called me. He's like, just lost 3,800. I'm like, what have you done?
And I
Like, you
tried
would've
fighting him for it.
I was like,
because-
you would have been
Yeah, I
trying to
remember.
lay some fucking favourite kamikaze 30
Yeah, it
seconds
would've been.
before the jump.
Nah, so
was
I
cooking
laid
burgers
it.
It's
at
like,
the
no,
same
Betfair
time.
glitched. I'm like,
I laid it, but then it put two of the same bet twice, and then it won obviously,
Yeah.
and then fucking after
But the
race,
first
we're
the
looking
first
at
lay bet disappeared, right? So you laid it again, yeah? And
I
then
can't.
it happened.
No,
that
I
both
just did
matches
it once, and then I got back and it did two. So I
there
don't
was
know.
a phase where Betfair, I remember when it got like real glitchy when we
So,
were
yeah.
hammering bonuses back in the day.
Yeah, it's stressful time.
Moral of the story is don't use it unless you know what you're doing, and if you are using it, ask us or do tiny stakes to learn it first.
Anyway, I sort of want to
Yeah.
move on a little bit because one
Yeah.
point we were talking about, and I think this is where it all comes down to it. You say if people have a last leg, reach out to us because we will help you. We will teach you what to do. But unfortunately, so many people just can't be fucked. And it really just comes down to that. And this is a bigger, broader issue with gambling in general. We get a lot of the people that do come in now, obviously we've had a lot of different, we've had a much improved sort of community audience that have come through our doors recently. They're a lot more willing to learn. But generally the people that don't want to or that jump off after a week or two, they're just like, nah, mate, I just can't be asked. Like I can't be bothered. And it's like, think about this. Like let's use that 96 grand example or bet as an example. You can't be bothered putting in maybe an hour, 2 hours of sourcing the funds, organizing how you're going to do it, record it in a spreadsheet, make it foolproof. Don't fuck up to lock in 40 grand.
Yeah.
Yet you're going to work for 48 days or 48 weeks in a year, 5 days a week, 40 hours a week. And
For the same amount of money.
for the same amount of money, and
It-
you're
it's
happy to
pretty
do
fucked.
that. Like, this is something that I really, really can't understand people. I understand people are working full time. They don't necessarily want to commit a Saturday to, sitting at the computer. And I do get that, but you've got to also put it in perspective and be like,
What's the alternative?
like, why not? Like, why, if particularly in these, what rare examples, just learn.
Well, I
Just
reckon that
honestly
guy
learn.
probably wouldn't know how to do it. Maybe
Yeah.
he does, but if he did, would he do it? As you said, he probably couldn't be fucked anyway.
People
Yeah,
just
but I
couldn't
reckon
fuck.
Steve's like just speaking more generally in a sense like,
Yeah.
match betting, cool. We know it works. Cool. I know
Yeah.
you're going to make money, but man, I don't want to sit at my computer for 5 hours to make $500. And it's like, well, you're going to sit at your desk for 9 hours or 8 hours on Monday and you're not going to make $500.
Yeah, but you're going to sit on your couch punting and you'll go minus
of course,
300
that's the
on a Saturday
alternative.
too.
But it's more so like, it's a lot of work to make that money. And it's like, yeah, but the alternative is you work, you might have to work 20 hours in your office. So 2 days you're sitting at your desk to make that sort of money as well. So it's like, well, it's not really a lot of work compared to that.
Yeah.
If you look at it like that.
It can be a lot of work, but then it also can be very easy if you set it up properly. Like there's subs who
It's not going to be easy overnight.
go shopping with their missus and make $2,000 on their phone. Like it's not going to happen. Like we're not going to click buttons and you're going to make money.
Yeah.
If you set the thing up properly, it's like tying your shoelaces.
Yeah.
But
But it won't happen
works.
overnight, as
Of
Tom
course
said. It
it's
won't
correct.
happen overnight.
And this is what people can't get over. And I think it's not an issue with just gambling. People generally can't be fucked because we're lazy.
Can't be fucked, and it's the lack of security as well, because obviously we do have losing Saturday. Like, people aren't going to be like, well, I'm not going to give up my Thursday, Friday at work and potentially rely on that income on a Saturday sort of thing.
Yeah,
but
but
it's like,
If you look at it like
it's
a week,
fucking
yeah.
easy. Yeah, if you
But
look
if
at it a
it's
week,
3
once
months,
again,
you're
it's
not
all
gonna
long
lose.
term. No,
Yeah.
no.
But also, if it was really easy and everybody was like, if match betting, for example, or just betting with a system was really easy and everyone could do it, no one would be losing on the punt. And everyone loses on the punt because it does require patience, does require discipline, and it's not something that you're going to learn in a week.
Yeah.
And the people that stick around, they reap the rewards. And that's why it's such a small minority of all gamblers or all of the market, is because most people, it's the same with everything. Not everybody's going to be an entrepreneur. Like most people are going to work for someone else because it's easier. You just, don't have to do anything outside of your comfort zone. And then people that want to do match betting or want to change the way that they do things, they go and do it. Not everyone's going to be a fucking bodybuilder or a muscle man because that takes time. It takes patience, discipline. It's the same with everything. And those that want to do it, they reap the rewards. And, for example, you look at our subscribers, we've made 93 units profit since September 1.
It's not bad, is it?
Fucking, they're reaping the rewards,
not
but
bad.
they didn't join September 1 and go,
No.
you beauty, and start making, whatever that is, 10 units profit a week.
I mean, this is the thing. This is what we get a lot of criticism for. And there was a video during the week JP responded to, and this guy was like, "Oh, how much are you guys making off the subscriptions and shit like that?" It's like, yeah, of course we're making money, but we're putting in a lot of hours, putting in a lot of work. Right, that's irrelevant. But the thing is when you first started match betting, when I first started match betting, it probably took particularly system related, it took probably 3-4 months to actually understand what was going on, get the ins and outs of it all, actually have confidence to start making money off it. People come in and they're starting to do that in 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
And they're getting elite coaching, they're getting the elite advice, they're not going to make mistakes that we made. Like, so, well, you.
But how much is your boss making, or the company that you work for? Do you care
you
about
ask
that?
him? Exactly. Like I said, when you go get a beer at a pub, you stop and ask the waiter or the guy pouring your beer how much he's making or how much the company's making. You couldn't give a fuck. You just get your beer.
You pay for a service. You pay for something that you want that adds value.
This complex around how much we're making, like please go and make a company and understand what actually goes on. Like, imagine trying to coach 500 subscribers.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Do you reckon one person can do that? Do you reckon 2, 3? No. This is why we've got 6 employees and we're trialing people.
Yeah, so this is the other thing. Like, yes, the system, like as a company, is now starting to make money. That's great, but we also operated for free for ages. It also took us 7 years of match betting to get here. Like, this didn't happen overnight. We also operated for like a year and made next to no money. And now that, like, sure, there's some money coming in, but we've got 6 people that we're investing our money and time in now to help them. Yeah. They're employed. They're making money.
Working for free.
They're helping up. Like, they're helping other
GST,
people.
Tax, fucking...
The tax man.
Good luck fucking running a company. I promise you, if you want to run a company...
so we're not sitting here scratching our balls being like, haha, this is a fill-up. Like, and the money is irrelevant. Like, at the end of the day, we're trying to hire people and build this team and build this company so we can help more people. At the end, like, we post these videos, stories of people that are like, I saw you guys, I hated your TikToks, I thought you guys were absolute wankers. But then it clicked in me that the reason I was getting so upset is because all this shit is the shit that I was doing. And then they start betting and they're like, what the fuck? This has completely changed the way that I've thought about it. Thank you so much. And they're not sitting there going, oh, fuck me, they've got 500 subs. Some of them are paying like $7 a week. Others are paying $20 a week. Oh, they must be making, $8,000 a month or whatever. Like, they don't care because they fucking changed the way that they think about betting. And now they're not going to lose money on the punt. And they're making money. So the $80 they paid or whatever.
But it's a zero-sum game. It's not a zero-sum game. So when you pay us, we don't lose you money. We're making you money. We're getting a slice of that as well. And the bookies are the ones losing. So
when I pay my PT, when I pay my, and he gives me a program and weights to lift and food to eat, I don't go, no, hold on. How much are you making? I don't give a fuck because I'm getting something out of the service. And that's, nobody sits there asking their barista, like you said, or the bloke pouring the... Hold on, can you go get the owner of the pub here and can I work out how much he's making before I pay for this beer? Well, like, what the fuck is that?
What about the guy in the DMs before? I'm going to shout out to Ben. Ben was basically rinsing me and telling me that he pretty much hates me, which is fine. I promise you there would be people out there that hate all of us, but you can hate us and great, that's fine. But what we teach is not something that we've made up, right? This is just pure maths. It's the way that it works. And if you don't believe it works, then great. But if you want to believe it works, go check it out. And don't care who's delivering the content. Just learn it. And I promise you it'll work. Who the fuck, if I had a fucking piece of shit on my head, or if I got undies on my head, or if I look like a piece of crap, who cares? It's still going to work. And who's delivering it? You can keep hating us, but it'll still work. It's not something that's related to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, who cares if you hate me? Like,
there's a really good message here. I'm reading through some of the responses from the story. People are going to ask questions or want us to talk about certain things. And there's one thing here from Louis, and it says, knowing others are benefiting from your service, does that make your life and work easier? Maybe I'll ask you guys, what do you think?
Oh, mate, like... What did you say the other night? You almost cried when you heard that guy's voice recording.
Oh, well, it was just fucking emotional. Like, the guy sends through a voice recording saying, like, I was a fucking, problem gambler. Like, I was really struggling with it all. And now, like, I look at it so differently and it's so nice to be making profit. And that's like, that's pretty sick to, like, get a message from that. And
I didn't expect that when we started this up. I never in my wildest dreams thought that those sort of things would come out.
But now that we've been, like, live now for almost 2 years as a company.
Oh, now it's different.
Mate, these people are not just one every week. They're 5, 10 a week. We just interviewed Matt Hill, who's been around for 1 year. And I had no idea. He obviously joined Platinum first, then came across to the system. He's made 50K. And 3 weeks before he joined, we'll link the podcast here. We haven't posted it yet. He lost 18,000 in 3 weeks. He won a multi first, 50, and then turned it into 12K. Then lost 18. The 6K difference was a personal loan that he had to get to fucking gamble. And then next minute, he's joined the system in Platinum and never gambled again and now made 50K. He bought a house with his missus. Half the deposit was purely from this. Mate, like, that's fucking elite that we've done that. Like, of course if we were just getting paid and we kind of had this world where no one was talking to us, no chance I would work as much.
No, of course,
or
but
have
it's
as
not.
much
That's
passion.
the thing. Like, that's why, how much are they making of subs? Like, bro, get in our DMs. Like, I'll send you 4 minutes of personal voice recordings before you even join or ask a question. You're going to ask questions, you get responses. You join, Steve speaks to you, or Max speaks to you, or Kath speaks to you. Like, there are so many people behind this operation that are like making sure that you not only understand everything that goes on here, but so that you can change the way that you think about punting. And it's not just blokes sitting here, like, we're not just sitting here fucking cashing checks, counting our pennies. We're fucking working our ass off so that you or any of the subscribers
won't do that, though,
can change the way they think about their punting.
If you run a company just collecting money or motive is money,
it catches up with you.
Yeah.
you're not going to be the same because you don't give a fuck about anything
You'll
except
burn
your
out.
own bank account.
You'll burn out if you focus
It's
on
just,
that.
and
You've only got like a finite candle you can burn if all you're focusing on is
100%.
that paycheck. Yeah.
No
You
human.
need something
unless-
intrinsic. You need something internal to motivate
unless you're
yourself on.
psychologically not well, no human can just keep doing that
Feel those.
without any emotion.
To link into all of this, I'm just reading through a couple of other questions. Brian's asked, how difficult was it to start the system? And maybe, like, you don't have to go into intricacies, but Steve, obviously you started it from a bit of, JP putting a rocket up your ass, bit of dumb luck, a bit of everything, really,
Yeah, it
to
really
be honest.
was. It just sort of fell
lucky
together.
that you had the stats background and the analytics background, but we're now 2 years running publicly, but it started way before that. How difficult was it? Like, what's gone into it? Maybe you can provide a little bit of background into how we're here now. Like, it didn't happen overnight.
No, it didn't. I mean, you summed it up pretty well. It all sort of just fell together, to be honest. And it started from the horse promo method for sure. Years ago, we started with the horse promo method, and then being sort of a data nerd, I suppose. I just started playing around with numbers, started playing around with figures, started working out if I did this, what would happen? If this happened, what would happen, sort of thing. And then all of a sudden, I just had this realization. I was like, hang on, there's a potential here to make a lot more. And I just remember telling you, and then JP, you passed it on to Tom, and then you were the one that was like, we should teach people this sort of idea. And I just thought that's a load of shit.
It started when we were just like, we'd get on Zoom or whatever.
During COVID.
And there'd be
that's
like
right.
8 of us. And they'd be like, what are we backing?
Literally.
And we'd be like, all right,
That's
we're doing this, like, get it on now. And then we'd all be sitting there on Zoom like, you fucking built
They were just your mates. It was like your accountant, your family friend or something. They'd just be
coffee
there.
chief.
The coffee chief was there.
Nah, that was fun. That'd be probably one of my most memorable fun times.
Well, that's how it's...
Yeah.
I reckon even when we started running the Telegram, like real initial, I reckon we were still on those Zooms, not with the Telegram members, but we were posting them in the Telegram, but we were all still like on a Zoom. Like we were so excited by, holy fuck, I think this fully works.
I remember
like,
it just used to be the best, wasn't it? It was Saturday morning, you'd wake up and you'd just be like full licking
that's
your
what I was
lips.
saying, like I was tipping last Saturday, and I was like, after Thursday's fill up as well, I'm like, fuck, I'm actually chomping at the bit. I'm like, woke up, I've walked to get a coffee, I'm like, the sun's out, I'm like, you're fucking beauty.
I used to do it from my parents' house because I used to not live there, but I used to go there every Saturday, sit in the same room, and my dad was sick at the time. He's obviously not here anymore. And I used to get to him every morning on the Saturday. And I used to ask him, you getting on today? And like, obviously he'd never bet in his life. And he'd just laugh at me. And one day said he's getting on. And I think we lost that day, so it was a bit funny. But I used to get so excited.
The best thing is, though, the excitement that we had when we were doing it for ourselves back in the day. And even I still get excited like when it's my tipping day and shit. But like, that's what our subs would be feeling.
Yeah, they do. And mate, you see
and you
it.
can tell them, like,
Friday
we
night.
tipped
Where's the
Friday
fella?
night at the Valley. Like, surely we can get a few races
Is
in.
Phil coming? I want a KFC Phil.
Yeah,
It's the
few,
best.
There's a few little slogans that are getting a bit cultish.
But how nice is
which
that?
is good.
Like, how nice is knowing... Someone else wrote something as well saying, like... Actually, I'll read it. Sean writes a lot of stuff to us, and he's jumped into the DMs after we asked for a few requests about topics and whatnot. But he said, and I think this will resonate with a lot of people that are subscribers or potentially thinking about being subscribers, what the system allows me to do is enjoy my love of having a punt and cheering home winners with the excitement of not knowing how my day may turn out. Could be a big day, could be an average day, could be a losing day, but always knowing in the long term that I'm going to be making profit, which is perfect for someone who enjoys the excitement of the punt. Hope that makes sense. And I think that that's something that we probably don't touch on enough, right? At the end of the day, we rah, like, don't gamble, don't do multis, blah, blah, blah. And we mean that. We don't want you guys to be donating money on the punt, but it can still be fun. And I feel like,
Absolutely.
Following the system, or what I tell people with the follow-ups is like, yeah, there's a bit of hard work, but, blah, blah, blah. But if you get through the first 3 or 4 weeks and you set your accounts up properly, you can be punting, which is essentially what it is with our edge, but you're betting on horses every single Saturday if you enjoy doing that. But you know that if the longer you're here, the more profit you'll make. And that's a pretty fucking sick position to be in.
So I sort of touched on this in the last podcast, and I had a very similar message from a guy during the week. He's been really vocal. He's loving it. He's Scotty. If you're listening, Scotty, love your work, mate. We've been having really good chats with you. And he was sort of mentioning, he's like, now that I've actually seen the other side of it, and this is something I did mention last podcast, is that people have never actually won on the punt. So they don't actually realize that it can be done. And so therefore they just accept that they're going to lose because, they're losing and that's part of gambling. Scotty was like, now that I've actually seen the other side of it, and I can completely relate, you're like, fuck, why would I ever go back? And he said he came from a pretty sort of gambling background, came from a point where he was, just donating money, sometimes couldn't control it, typical gambling habit sort of thing. But now he's seen the other side of it. He just can't fathom the idea and doesn't even make sense. It's like the Johnny Jogan guy, I've talked about him as well.
There's heaps of them, though.
There's heaps of them.
But
it is literally like that when you see how dumb it is.
But you don't realise how dumb it is until you've seen the other side. You need a bit the grass is always greener. You need to see that greener grass before you realise.
But it's not even. But I don't reckon it's even subs. Like, it's how we are here, where we are now. Like, absolutely, would I like to have a $50 bet on something every now and then? Of course, like I had a $50 bet on the Melbourne Cup, whatever. But we know how dumb it is, and we're not saying don't ever gamble again. Like we're your boss, we're bossing you around, telling you what to do. But it's like once you understand how stupid it is and how detrimental it is, then at least you can do it within reason, knowing all the facts and knowing what's actually available to you, as opposed to continuing down the path where you can't win on the punt. You blokes are scammers. Nobody makes money. This is all part of it. I'm losing what I want to lose. This is fun. Cool. Whatever. If it is. But once you have an understanding of what is actually possible with your accounts, how you can set things up with a bit of structure, a bit of discipline, then it is like, we're not going to go back to fucking betting on every race around the country. We're not going to sit in the pub and have 50 beers and just continue to punt because we just know it's fucking burning money. And there's so many other things that you can do. So yeah, I reckon that's an elite mindset, an elite thing to the system, and even match betting offers. Like even if you're not following the system, but you understand how to make money match betting, you have that. You go to a footy game or you're in an NBA game, whatever the fuck you're doing, and you have a bet on the game that you're there for a bit more entertainment. That's fine as long as you know why betting like that in the future is going to be detrimental to you.
If you bet over the last 2 months during the spring racing carnival and you bet for fun, then don't worry. It's all good. But providing, don't lie to yourself, providing it's fun, you're just having a bit of a laugh, all good. But if you bet during the spring carnival and you didn't make money, you were actually betting to make money and you didn't make money, you've honestly missed out.
You're sitting at work on you're sitting at work on Thursday, Oaks Day, and you're punting on every race at Flemington. Yeah. It's pretty, I don't really see how you can say that that's fun.
No, exactly. But I'm saying there was so many. I just got an email. We just had a 5-minute break in between our first half of this podcast. I got an email from one of the bookies, not going to say who, saying deposit $100, give you $100 in bonus bets. There was that many offers in spring to cash in on. It was a dead
Friday
set
night, Saturday
Friday
morning,
night, Saturday.
Phones blowing up. Ping, ping, ping.
Literally. Messages, emails, they're coming out of the woodworks to try and get you. If you didn't make money over the last 2 months and you tried to make money, then you've seriously missed out on a massive opportunity.
And the upside to that is at least you've got an opportunity to learn, and when next spring rolls around. But that's also the other thing. Like, you don't have to be. It's not just spring. A lot of those people that did lose during spring, they're not going to stop punting now because it's not spring carnival.
No, yeah, of course.
They'll punt this weekend, next weekend, on their lunch break. Like, they run, as we say, like, to people that are turning bonuses over and shit. The horses run every single day, apart from Christmas Day, in basically every single state.
Well, we haven't missed a single Saturday, I don't think, ever since December 16th, 2020 or whatever.
We had 2 weeks off, and that's it.
We had 2 weeks off.
But I reckon we only missed one Saturday last year because I reckon the Boxing Day that we tipped on New Year's Day were both on a Saturday. 15th, I reckon.
Correct. Yeah. So we missed the 7th or the 8th,
and then we start back up for Magic Millions.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got like a little bit of a segue, but I'm just like, I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm literally just reading through all the comments, which is elite. That I don't
before we do that, like obviously talking about changing people's mindsets, I think there has been a breakthrough, and we're not going to go down the pathway of rinsing anyone on our podcast anymore, but Simon Blackburn obviously signed up to our system, and within 11 days he was able to completely change his mindset around betting essentially, and it's even gone into his own posting and what he's posting about, going from posting about multis for the last 2 years or however long he's been doing it to now subscribing to us. You probably sent him, I reckon, 45 minutes worth of voice on the Friday night that he signed up. I think it was.
Bit. Well, I wanted him to, like, if he was going to join, I
Yep.
wanted to know that he's going to do it properly. Otherwise, like,
Correct.
what's the point? Like,
And then I would have sent him maybe another hour as well. And all these are saved and stuff like that. If maybe we'll release them one day, who knows? But we don't want to expose or rinse anyone, but more so just showing how within 7 days, this guy has literally said, you boys have fully changed my mindset around betting, and I'm never going to do a multi again. Like, this is, and then people are sending him requests to do multis, and he's telling
and he's relaying it on, going, no,
I'm
we're
not
going
going
to
to do
make
multis
money
anymore, and
doing
the people can't believe it. So if someone with that much kind of power and that much pride in the way he bets is now saying, all right, I'm doing it this way, even though he may be going off and trying to do stuff that he fully doesn't understand just yet, which is fine. If we can do that to someone like that, then this is why so many people are going from that full-on spectrum of, okay, I had a personal loan, to now just looking at it, like you said, and how dumb it is. Like, it doesn't take a year to change your mindset. It may take you fucking one video or one
it
one
takes
idea.
you a year to get to the point where you're making a lot of money
Yeah,
from doing it, but
but-
not to change and to
the-
stop losing.
Yeah, but the more powerful thing is the mindset. It's not, okay, I'm going to make 10 grand. That doesn't change anything. Like, I could make you 10 grand now, but it doesn't mean anything if you're going to go blow it tomorrow.
The first Saturday Simo was on, we went -5
Correct.
minutes. We had a losing day, and he still, that was his
We
first
thought for
experience.
sure as
Yeah,
well.
we
we're
thought he'd
like,
start
he's gonna
posting
he's
and-
gonna, no, just like he'll disappear now. Like,
But
he'll
nah.
be convinced. But he didn't. Like, honestly,
But that's the change of mindset. That's
Credit to him, and I want to give some credit to us as well. Like, we
Yeah,
put in a
that's
lot of
true.
fucking hard work, not just with Simo, but anybody that we get. I remember JP sent a message to somebody like the other week, going, he's like, nah, this isn't for me. I don't have the discipline. I can't do this. And then JP sent him a few voice messages, and he's like, oh, when's the next tipping day? And then he started doing it properly. And it's like, there are so many people that are like, once they watch the initial video, maybe they never respond to us, but you can tell that they watch it or they go through it and they're like, nah,
Can't be fucked.
I
Can't be
can't
fucked,
do
yeah.
this.
It can be overwhelming, and that's something you literally have to overcome. And if you think of it like, all right, I got to learn all this in a week, then of course you're done.
Yeah.
But if you say, all right, I'm going to give this 3 months, and I'm going to learn this over 3 months, and then that is going to affect how I bet elsewhere, how I make decisions elsewhere. Then all of a sudden you wake up like that Scotty guy. He's been elite. I've spoken to him too about all the like different things we've spoken about.
Yeah.
And literally the mindset is so powerful outside of betting as well, and people don't realize that.
Well, everyone's like, it's like cool. It costs $100 for the month, but I'm probably not going to make that subscription back. And it's like, mate, some people won't in their first month. But if you fully changed how you think about your punting and you're losing $50, $100 a week on the punt that you no longer do, you paid $100 to stop yourself from losing whatever $6,000 every fucking year. Like, imagine if someone said that to you. You're losing $150 a week, and it's like, all right, pay $100 for this month, go through our content, learn it all, and you won't lose $100 a week going forward. That's $50, $200 for 1 year, and you paid $100 for that.
And that sort of, that what you learn out of that, obviously you don't lose that $6,000 and that's elite, but you've learned so much that is important in any financial investment you're ever going to do. If you're ever looking at buying houses, get into crypto, get into finance, whatever it is, there are so many transferable skills that I'm not going to say we teach, but definitely a part of sort of the process.
Though, because they're principles that
They're very,
we're not making them up. These are just fundamentals that any human should know. And unfortunately, the average human, without sounding like the average human is dumb or we're better, people don't understand these fundamentals.
No,
and
but
that's
like
why most lose.
I was speaking to a financial advisor a couple of months ago and just talking about the psychology behind it all and understanding for him, the big decisions is when to cash out, when to not, whatever. And it's so many similar principles,
Exactly
the exact
the same
same as what we, sort of preach here. And it's like, that is going to be seriously valuable moving forward. These shit I didn't really know.
All the shit that I teach has come from a guy on internet who trades Forex and teaches people Forex.
Yeah, yeah.
And I haven't studied his Forex technical patterns. I've studied his psychology playlist.
Yeah.
And that's now been able to be transferred to thousands of other people around Australia. That's not betting. That is psychology of literally how you think about a decision. It's not hard.
But if you're worried about like, I can't do this, I don't think I'm built for this. Like, honestly, go and fucking look at Simo's page. Don't want you to fucking buy
100%.
shit. But he literally was somebody that would post bet slip after bet slip, delete losing bet slips, videos of him riding multis, like got this multi on for the 2023 AFL Premiership winner. I know we spoke about that. Like multi. He's gone through all of our content. He has got so much personal coaching. And 10 days later, he goes, fucking hell, these blokes actually might be onto something.
He wants to buy us a beer.
This isn't fucking full on rocket science. And if I just consume this content and stop blindly gambling, guess what? I'm not going to lose. And he's been publicly said, I'm a fucking big losing punter on horses. And now he's not going to lose. And now he's fucking made a post going, my first ever day of doing structure, my first ever day of tracking bets, and my first ever day of making profit. And it's like, fucking, well, like, cool. If it's worked for you, mate. Like,
it's a full switch, like
so
a
many
glass
other people.
shattering moment for him. And I know sort of the way he's gone about it is very questionable, and he's doing other things that are very questionable. But at the end of the day, we've been pretty vocal over, since we started doing podcasts, we're here to change the industry. We're here to raise awareness. We're here to change the way people think about betting. That is something that we're very passionate about because it is disgusting. And we'll talk about some other things that are going on. But at the moment, Simo's got a big outreach, and he's got a big outreach, particularly to a community of people who are 18 to 25, who love that sort of alpha ego male sort of and unfortunately they're the most vulnerable people because 18-year-olds, you're dumb. We've all been there, like particularly with money, generally speaking, obviously not everyone, but you're very vulnerable. You think you're fucking the bee's knees. You got all this testosterone pumping into you. And unfortunately Simo does appeal to those people, but now at least he's appealing to them and teaching them a lot.
Teaching.
But at least he's spreading a better message than what he was doing. So in terms of the industry, in terms of 18-year-olds who are potentially watching, I see it. It's not a bad thing.
Well, I just think it's a huge
awakening.
Yeah, for him, but it's such a massive positive thing for reinforcement that we know what we're doing is fucking powerful and it works. Like if we have changed if you speak to any 18 to 25-year-old dude that is a punter and his algorithms on TikTok showing punting shit, they will all know who Simo is. And they would all go, yeah, he's a fucking massive degen. He loses heaps. Like, it's funny to watch, but he's just like punching the house down, and I'll sign up to his service for $4 for a week because it's a fucking laugh and I just want to be in the group for a bit. But now they see him go, nah guys, no more multis, that's stupid, we're giving away money. Every time we get a bonus bet back, we're going to 2-way or 3-way Dutch it. Whether or not he's knows how to do that properly yet, I'm not sure. But even just spreading that message, it's like, oh, you're no fun anymore, Simo, like this is fucking boring. It's like, nah dude, he fucking woke up. Like maybe it took him 30 years of punting, but he now understands that what he's been doing is just going to continue to donate money. And
I'd be very surprised if he goes back the other way now.
I really hope he doesn't.
I think he's literally had that light bulb where he's just like, what the fuck's that? Like he might have the odd relapse, but he knows that's dumb.
Yeah, that's
he knows
and like we just discussed, it's not about us going rah, anti-gambling, don't gamble, like gambling's for losers. Nah, it can be done in a controlled environment, but once you see the other side, you personally understand how stupid it is, and you're not going to do it anywhere near as much as you would be now. So, So shout out to Simo. He said he'd buy us a beer if I ever see him. I'll cash that in for sure. Yeah. But like that's a good example of if you go through our content and actually have a crack, and fair play to him, he actually did go through the content and asked a fuck ton of questions. Yeah. And if you do that, you'll get the support. And if we can change the way that he thinks about punting, I have no doubt that anybody that finds their way into our DMs with a bit of patience, we can change the way that they think about punting. On influencers, there's another good one in here. We probably should have touched on it through the Dabble space, though it's a different bookie. And I know Steve loves these guys, so I would love to see Steve's reaction to this. Thoughts on influential individuals such as Shaq or the InspiredUnemployed partnering up with bookies?
Do you want to know an unofficial stat, or do we not want to put that out there?
Oh, I've heard it's the
money
deal
that
was
they got paid to do that.
Over
$1.4 million.
Over $1 million.
Not Shaq, the uninspired.
Imagine what Shaq would have got.
Let's for the record, we
that.
don't know that.
Yeah, we don't
but
know.
There are rumours circulating that they've been paid well over $1 million for that collaboration with PointsBet. And how does that... Like, if they were sitting in this room, like, what would you say to them? You love their fucking videos. Remember,
I love them.
You sent
really
me one.
do.
You sent me one ages ago.
It's sad because
their content's elite.
But
their podcast's elite.
Yeah, do you reckon they know how shit that is now? For like, do you reckon?
I promise you, I don't, because having watched
either.
some of their content, I don't think they have any idea about racing or punting. Like, I don't think they do. And to be fair, like, it's fucking hard to knock back a milli. Like, if someone comes to you and goes,
that's where I'm sitting. Is it like I don't want to judge their character or anything,
not judging
but
them,
like
but it shows you how much the bookies value these influencers.
Yeah,
like,
that's a good point.
They know the power of these guys have X followers and they have this much viewing. It's just like literally paying. It'd be like buying a share for $10, and that share is going to pay you $100 every year.
Think
forever.
about this as well.
Like,
so there's one ad they do where it looks like they're in a Melbourne pub. They're wearing Melbourne and Sydney Swans colours, I'm fairly sure, or something like that. The Inspired Unemployed are from Sydney. They follow their
Yeah,
NRL.
yeah.
Listen to their podcast. They don't know AFL.
No, they flew up for like Granny, I think.
Yeah. So they don't know AFL.
Betr.
So think about it. So they've literally just been told by PointsBet where these colours say
course.
these things. Like, think about that. That is clearly showing that Sportsbet or PointsBet, whoever is sponsoring them, are just getting them to say whatever the fuck they need to say, dressing them up in whatever colours they need to wear, just to appeal to an audience, just to suck the audience in.
And
It's disappointing. I don't think, like, unfortunately, this large figure, so many people wouldn't knock it back,
of
even
course
if they
wouldn't.
knew the idea.
But these are the people they target. Like those, probably a bad example because they would be pretty well. I think they're going well financially. Their podcast,
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're cashing in
Not
now,
just
though.
their pod. They've got
They're a good brand, like fucking awesome. They've
They're
started
smart
from
ass,
nothing,
dude,
elite,
It's
great,
fucking
fucking
awesome.
love to see it, right? But then the more relevant thing that you just said, and people not saying no to it, is the people who might be 19 who just start a podcast. That Dabble goes up to them and says, "Hey, we'll pay you $2,000 to do this," and of course they're like, "Yeah, fucking oath, I'm gonna fucking start handing out Dabble caps outside the MCG and give away corporate box tickets."
They're underselling themselves.
Correct, and because they want the money and they're so desperate, these are the people they're targeting. So it's so easy to get these people, and all you need to do is get 10, 20 of these affiliates.
Yeah.
For Dabble, it's what? How much is that? 10 by 20, 10 by 2, that 20K a month.
Yeah.
And they're going to probably make 100K out of it. So it's
Yeah.
just adding. And that's how you grow. And it's so smart. So,
But like with the uninspired, unemployed, like it's so easy to be like, yeah, bro, like they're getting fucking a milli. Like, how are you going to turn down a milli? And it's like, I reckon, and I don't know them from a bar of soap, but I do think they're genuinely good lads. And I reckon if somebody like sat him in a room and was like, if you're going to get paid $1 million for this, but as a result of your $1 million, you're going to have a negative influence on 20,000 people's lives, and they're going to lose X amount of money over their lifetime punting, and that's how you're getting your milli. I reckon they would think differently about it. And I have no idea what the pitch is, or, it's all fun and games, whatever. It's $1 million. But like the negative impact that has without them, and most people won't care because that's the culture of Australia. Like, who cares? It's just a fucking, it's another bookie. But I would honestly, we'll never be able to speak to them. They'll never talk to us. But I would love to know if they understand, kind of like, it's almost like, I spoke to the missus about this. I'm like, if we were getting 50K a month from a bookie, and we knew that it was money coming from losing punters, and she's like, well, it's kind of like blood money, isn't it? Like,
no, it is, because we could do this. I promise you, we could all do this. We could become the biggest affiliates, well, top 5, top 10, I have no doubt, in Australia, and we'd be making 10 times what we make now.
I wouldn't be able to sleep at night, but...
but this is the thing people don't get. It's like, well, people be like,
but is
why
that
wouldn't you
ignorance,
do that?
like, for them that don't understand it, like...
Yeah, it is, because they don't. We're lucky because we see people telling us that we've changed their lives. We see people see how much money they make, but then we also see the other side, and we see the person who messages us on Instagram that we don't even know, who never subs, who says, "I've lost 10K this month." So we see and we understand both worlds. When you're only over here, or when you're only over there, or when you're in the middle and you have no fucking idea either way, then of course you're going to say yes to $1 million, and you probably don't fully understand. Like, people watching this will probably be like, "Oh, but they just didn't add. They didn't do anything."
But what do you know what you're promoting?
Correct.
Like, you're just promoting gambling.
You're
so
promoting
like,
a bookmaker.
Is there one positive impact that gambling has on society or an individual? The answer to that is basically no. So you know that the milli you're getting, or whatever fucking money you're getting, if it's $2,000 from Dabble or $50 to sign up, you know that money is having a negative influence on on whoever you're influencing as part of it. And
this is the thing. I've spoken to people and they don't think it's a negative influence if they're posting a sponsorship on their podcast, or if they're just saying, we mentioned their name in our podcast and they paid us this. They're paying for our podcast.
Yeah, well, it's like we're not telling people to bet, which I'm sure like they could be like, we're not telling people to bet.
There's different levels of it.
Of course not, but they're giving you $1 million because they know that if you speak about PointsBet or you're on their ad, more people are going to like it, more people are going to relate to it. It's going to be, they can associate with it. The next time they see PointsBet, I remember listening to the boys' podcast. They're fucking funny cunts. I'm going to fucking get a PointsBet account. Like, it doesn't probably directly happen like that, but that's why they're paying you $1 million. They're not doing it because they don't think they get any customers or any influence out of you. So, yeah, that was one. When I saw that, I was like, fucking hell. Like, I can't. Like, they're getting to fucking everyone. Who's not going to be on a betting ad soon?
Yeah.
It's mental. One thing that you sort of mentioned there, I don't think the general population really understand. They think, whatever, they're just cashing in, it's fine. I'd probably do the same thing. And I had a conversation with a guy recently, and he was saying sort of how the AFL just whatever, that they've got all these big sponsorships with Sportsbet. It's great for the brand. It's improving the interest in AFL. It's improving, the revenue for the AFL and everything. And yeah, it definitely is. And, if you look at it from purely that angle, it definitely is helping, grow the game of AFL. But at the end of the day, there's so many negative elements that people are just completely unaware about because they don't see it and because they don't fall into that category of a person who knows someone who's a degenerate gambler or has been a degenerate gambler. So they're just completely oblivious to it all. And they're like, that's all right. If, people are going to fall down that pathway, they fall down that pathway. That's their own fault.
But if it was drug money, would you have the same view?
Of course not.
Because it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
It 100%
but his argument,
is.
I remember when you spoke to me about that, but his argument was he's like, punting is good for the AFL because people that don't care about a certain game, if they put a bet on it, they'll watch the game.
But that is correct.
But is it?
Well, no.
The people that have watched,
it's good
you
for
might
the
get,
AFL to
you
fucking
might get,
boost their
of course,
ratings,
they're getting money,
but
whatever.
is it good? I don't
you
know.
might get the average person that's watching a game now, but for example, I don't fucking like NRL, and I wouldn't even bet on the NRL because I don't know anything about it. But surely there's not a massive enough figure of people that are like, I'm going to put a bet on this random AFL game and now I'm going to start watching it. Like you grow up liking AFL and getting a passion for it, and now it's getting to a point where you grow up and all you associate sport with is betting. That's all you associate sport with.
Well, one of our subs sent in the Snapchat filter on his phone. The kid was fucking playing around
with the Sportsbet background.
With the tab, I think tab one, but Sportsbet's got it as well. And we were trying to find it again, and it wasn't on there after the Friday, Saturday. And we realised probably just because it's a paid one that only lasts for the weekend, which is genius. You're not going to put your tab fucking filter on Tuesday, are you?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to put it on the weekend. So this kind of stuff, I think the legal age for Snapchat was at 13.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
So and they're exposed to. Well, there's the other thing is
we don't know if they exposed it to 13-year-olds accounts. I'd assume they would know if an account is an 18-year-old.
I think you have to put in your date of birth.
Yeah. So I'm fairly sure there'd be legalities there. So we don't want to make any claims or anything. But the fact you can get a tap, you
can go to the footy when you're 8 and around the whole ground is tab, Bet365, Sportsbet. That's all we associate with sport now.
It's horrible. There was an article released probably about a month ago. Shout out to the journalist who wrote it. I can't remember. But they were saying that kids are literally growing up and associating sport or gambling with sport. Like it's a part of it. Like the sport isn't just training, going to the game, having a beer after. It's bad that I'm having a beer afterwards, to be honest. But it's like, that's what the game is. And then you chuck a cheeky tenner on the game or something. Now it's all about, because if Lynch kicks 2 goals, then my multi's going to get the first leg. Yeah. Like they're literally directly related. Kids are growing up with that. Where we can all look back and go, that's fucking stupid. But actually think about it. If you're an 8-year-old and you're
definitely not going to know better.
You're not going to know any better. You're going to think that the AFL and Sportsbet are literally like intertwined to create each other's business for each other. It's just one business essentially.
Yeah, well, that's what you look at some of the teams, and especially in the NRL and stuff. It's like, oh, cool, my favorite player's got a huge PointsBet logo on his betting jumper, and I'm going to see that every day until I turn 18. And who do I aspire to be? Oh, I love this guy. He's a legend, and he's on a PointsBet ad, or he spoke about PointsBet, or PointsBet help him out, so I'm going to make an account with them. And of course, people will be like, oh, that's such a long bow. But that's why they're fucking paying to be on the sidelines. That's why they're paying to be on people's jumpers, because that's how it works.
That's how it works.
It's just, you just see it over and over and over again.
Yeah,
there's some stupid article about gambling ads in Victoria, and it's like 800 a day or some shit. It's fucked.
Across free to air, that's a ridiculous stat. You wouldn't want to know what the number is. I can't quote it, but it's full on fucked. Like you said 800, I think it actually is something like that.
No, I'm pretty sure it is.
And you'd think, how the fuck's that possible? But it's across all 3 channels. Like you watch the races, there'd be 300.
But see, I'm probably the only one that thinks if you're watching a racing show or something, I don't care about that as much. But
that's
I'm
fine.
more like, you're fucking watching the news, or you're watching the block or whatever, and then just out of nowhere a PointsBet ad pops up.
Was Channel 9, I think, I don't watch the news, but someone mentioned to me that Betr was on the first part of the news or something. That's not a paid fucking ad.
Of course
they've got the News Corp collaboration there.
Exactly. So,
media. But
there was a video I saw, it was a really good TikTok, whoever did it, and they were flicking through the Herald Sun, and it was the second back page,
that was
full
so
page
fucked.
of Sportsbet.
Yeah.
Flick over, full tab, next one, full point. I was like, what the fuck?
I don't read the paper anymore.
I don't read the paper. I used to read the paper every weekend when I was a kid. Just go straight to the sports section, flick back, and then get to the
funny part was people in the comments were saying, oh, well, if you open up to every page in the sports section, of course you're going to see it. It's like, mate,
that's what we're saying.
You're literally being fucking hypnotized.
What the fuck? I never, no, but not even in the, I don't ever ever remember seeing a full page
never,
of sponsorship
never.
of anything in the Herald Sun. Never a full page, like full back page. Like, what the fuck? And they had like 6 pages in a row, the like first 6 back pages.
Betr had 2 in the one newspaper.
They're just like, if that's not a like, you know, how bad are we as a gambling nation? Yeah, we're pretty fucking bad. These bookies have that much coin that they just have their fingers in every pie. Yeah. Every influencer, you know, sponsored by a bookie. Every fucking newspaper you read, there's bookie things. Every TV show you fucking watch, every sport team, it's fucked. They're everywhere.
TikTok, right? TikTok, you're not allowed to do paid promotions, right? Have you seen what Sportsbet
What do you mean paid promotion?
You're not allowed to, you know, this is half the reason why like our videos get banned, because we claim to be promoting our brand or whatever. Yeah, so that's always been a rule in TikTok. You can't do promotions like that. You can't, I don't know the specifics.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's been one of TikTok's things is you can't have, don't quote me, someone's going to hate on me.
I lost my 16,000 follower account. We've lost our 15,000 follower account.
We've lost it because we're promoting our brand or something. Even if you do hashtag promotion in the title, they'll can the video. Anyway, so that's been TikTok's rule. All of a sudden, they've got a proof of concept, a POC that they're testing out. Guess who they're testing it out with? Fucking Sportsbet. Sportsbet have somehow completely revamped TikTok's business model. They've got in there, I don't know, TikTok is a Chinese company or whatever. They're fucking, who cares?
Yeah, they don't know what date it is.
They're just going, oh, right. Sportsbet obviously have billions of dollars. Yeah. Well, if they're gonna like convince us, Sportsbet have been able to manage to change a complete social media's morality or business model, whatever it is, and they're the ones that are getting tested.
But do they have an account? Or is it just a paid one?
So
because the paid ones come up. I don't reckon they have an account. I could go on Sportsbet.
No, I'm fairly sure they just like do those funny videos that Sportsbet do. So the article I read about it came out on Monday or something.
Yeah,
have a look at it.
There's no Sportsbet like account.
So it might be promoted.
Just promoted, and you can share it, but you can't. Like, I don't think there's an account if I'm wrong, unless I'm blocked. But
I'll find the article anyway. But the article was basically going into details about how Sportsbet have identified the best way for people to remember their brand is by doing funny videos.
Yeah,
and like they've admitted it. And you look at Sportsbet advertising and marketing; they're fucking brilliant. They're hilarious. Yeah, they're very good. And so they know that 18 to 25-year-olds who got smaller attention span than the older generation are literally getting sucked in by these 10, 15-second videos. And so they're just going winner to get on TikTok.
If anyone works for Sportsbet currently and you want to come work for us, we'll pay you what Sportsbet's paying you, and I promise you can have a job exactly what you're doing for Sportsbet. So reach out to our DMs.
Yeah, if that works, I'll eat a few hats. I thought I don't know if you lads have anything else any pressing issues. I mean, this has been, I've enjoyed this one probably the most out of any we've recorded, but apparently I have really bad taste in what's going to be good on the podcast. There's obviously one other thing that I wanted to touch on, but if you guys don't have anything else, I reckon we can wrap up with it. It's still probably going to go for a few minutes, but you got anything else?
Oh, I was going to talk about like generally sustainability around spring, and if there's something else that you had in mind.
No, I was literally just going to touch on our results and what's happened in
the
spring,
so
and then fucking
obviously
roll on into the end of the podcast.
We didn't tip today, obviously Wednesday, and most of our subscribers would have expected us to tip. We do normally tip Saturdays and Wednesdays. Obviously, Spring Carnival throws a spanner. You're betting on Tuesdays, Thursdays, whatever. But the reason we didn't tip today was because we believe that the bookies are now going to be a lot hotter with these promo bans, and it actually brings a point up. One of the newer members, in fact, it was Simo. He couldn't believe that people get banned, and a lot of mug punters think you can't get banned because whatever. And obviously this is just full blown fucking fantasy land if you think that's not possible. But
but can we
average punter? For the average punter, you're not going to get banned if you're constantly doing multis and stuff like that. Of course, you're not going to get promo banned, but if you're doing it in a way where we get a lot of messages from people saying, hey, I started match betting, I've made 2, 3, 4K in my first month, but I've lost 3 of my accounts. What am I doing wrong? Like, is it even possible to sustain this for a long time? And fucking, of course it is. Like, we've got members who have been here for 2+ years. So spring has been, like we've just spoken about how much they're advertising, all their promotions, all their fucking affiliations and everything. And that's all they throw their money at that time. Like, they don't care about anything else. It's a full-on just rampage on revenue chasing through spring. And then now we expect them to now hone that back into, audit accounts, have a look through, put more time and energy into that. So this is where our point of difference will come to the fore. Basically, we're going to be now expecting our subscribers to continue their focus on sustainability, but we'll see other people out of our service, other match betting communities. I have utmost confidence that a lot of people are going to get banned after spring now. And people get this false idea of seeing how much money you can make And it literally is like a little bit of a poison apple. Like they see this profit and they go, oh, fuck yeah, I'm going to take that.
Buy it. I'm just going to keep doing it
Keep doing it. And then bang, 5 accounts bound in 2 weeks. And then, bang, another 5 accounts bound. And then all of a sudden they're done and, match betting doesn't work for more than a month. And this is a kind of myth that is becoming more and more popular. And then now we're seeing, even though we and a lot of people probably, well, not us, people don't believe that we can sustain our accounts. Like we're seeing that. Like how many account bans do we get from customers?
Well, what about Matt Hill?
Yeah.
He's had 21 accounts or something. He's had two, and they were like dodgy ones.
For those who are listening, not the actual Matt Hill race.
Yeah, well, we called him Matt Hill. Did the podcast with him. The guy who had 6K personal loan, but
he's made 50 grand over 12 months or something, and he's had 2 accounts.
Well, Maxi's doing the customer service for us, and when he introduces himself to new subscribers that fall under his banner,
that's not his real name either.
He actually tells them. He's like, yeah, I've been a subscriber for over a year. He's like, man, I heard a voice message that he sent to somebody that wanted to start on $100 unit size. He's like, man, I'm at $100 unit size now. It's taken me 13 months to get here. And he's like, if you back in the defense and sustainability, do it properly. He's like, I've done everything day dot from correct. And he's like, I've lost 1 account ever. Yeah. And he's like, and I run $100 unit size. So he's like, if you want to do it properly, it's all possible.
We don't make it up
rewards later.
Yeah, like people probably think, we're just saying that so that like you buy our shit, but
no,
but don't do it, and you'll work it out yourself.
What the fuck's $90 going to do? Like,
correct. So like this is the thing now. I think we're going to see a lot of people just get rounded up and.
Well, we're already seeing like other people come from, I was from this service,
Correct.
Or I heard about you from somebody spoke about you guys in this service, or I used your calculators that I saw somebody talking about, and I've had to like flick through your content, and I didn't realize that I could keep my accounts for this long. I didn't know that it worked like that. And it's like fucking.
It's the same people that say, for example, the Platinum scored $1,100 once off is too expensive, and they're making like $1,000 or $2,000 a week because they've just discovered this massive match betting thing. But they can't understand that paying $1,100 to sustain your accounts for 12 months is worth it.
Yeah, well, that's because until those people until you get wiped out and you're like, fuck, I just lost 5 accounts. I was making all this money off them.
We've had a number of members. So I'm going to just name Bonus Bank. Bonus Bank is another match betting company, which is a more general sort of corporate company which provides all this software.
It's operating on large scale.
Literally. And they're charging, I think, $59 a month to basically give people access to software and stuff that basically tells you what to bet on. But what that stuff doesn't tell you is what not to bet on and the rules around how bookies will literally flag you if you're betting on in certain things and in certain ways, and also grouping you with all these other people who have no idea. And we've had a number of those people come across just before potentially it's too late. For some, it is too late. They've said, I've lost all my good accounts, my Sportsbet, my tab, my 365, my lad, all that's gone. What can you do? And these are the ones we want to save. So if you're watching this and you've just learned about match betting, come to us, because I promise you we will have more knowledge.
The difference is like, and what we say, like, we're not slagging off other players. At the end of the day, they're teaching how to turn bonuses over. It's absolutely spot on. Their software works, definitely. But the difference is like, do you want to be doing it sustainably? And at the end of the day, how much do you value your accounts? Because you can keep making profit using that software, so on and so forth, but you're not going to speak to people personally. Like it's just a big course that's been built out. It's all automated. You pay every month. You access the software with the thousands of other people that are all betting on the same things, putting their bonuses on the same things. Like
the same agency.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
Correct.
Like here's how you can convert a TAB bonus at 80%. And there's like 700 people doing that at the same time. Fuck. Why did I lose my tab account? Well, it's pretty obvious. Like, so at the end of the day, yes, that is cheaper to start. But if miraculously you make it 2 years through using Bonus Bank or any other one that charge you a subscription, you've paid more than $1,000.
Correct.
And you still you've never got the personalization. You don't have somebody like JP's, there's not a JP there sending you a voice recording at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday night, or there's not a community where you're like, hey guys, this Discord, how are you guys making money at the moment? There's not that kind of like personalization. No. They just operate on a large scale. And we're not saying it doesn't work, but it's a very different audience.
So the software that a lot of people talk about and they rave about it and stuff, and obviously do all that, none of that has anything to do. It's just about making profit and doing it in the most efficient format. So it would be like making a Moonmobile and trying to make that work on planet Earth or vice versa. That the actual software is designed for this world that doesn't exist where you don't get banned. No, but this is what I'm saying. So
this software works.
It doesn't work in this world because you'll get banned using
it works as in you can make money.
Yes,
but
that's it.
Yeah,
that's all it's made for. So if I'm going to make you that and send it to you, you'll make fucking heaps and you'll make it much quicker than
if you want to make the most money in 1 month and never do it again, fucking go for bonus bank. That's genius.
But if you want to make money like our long-term subs are making $5,000 a month.
Yeah, or if you want to do it for
12 months,
or if you want to do it for more than 14 months, when it then starts costing you more than it would to,
And what's nice is being able to come back to it as well. We have some people who do it for a year, they make a stack, and they've still got all their accounts in hand.
Yeah,
it's like beautiful, mate. Come back in 6 months if you want. You're still ready to go. If you get all your accounts banned, you'll never come back to it. I tried this thing once. It was really cool. Made $5,000, but you'll never get a chance to do it again.
There's also the people in there that like encourage these mates and friends and families accounts, which they know better. Like, there's people in Hussla Squad who and the system who are using other people's accounts. Yeah. We don't tell them to do that.
Oh, well, I've seen services pop up. One of our subscribers sent us a message. There's people advertising on Facebook.
How that's legal, I don't know.
They're like, if you give us your ID so we can open up betting accounts. It's like old school was goodwill punting, but now there's heaps of different ones. They're like, if you give us your ID, we'll give you $200 and we'll open up all these accounts in your name, bank account in your name.
They're publicly doing this.
Wrought all the bonuses.
Yeah.
Like, obviously we know of people who do this, but to publicly do it, Jesus.
They wrought all the bonuses and then fucking give you your accounts back. Probably all
dead man
banned.
walking.
Well, this is the thing that people have to do when they have no idea about sustainability, because they think that, do it 2 months, 3 months, make $10,000 and then that's it.
Churn and burn, but I guarantee you, like, it's so much more stressful doing that. Like, having your own accounts, doing things completely by the book. Obviously, that's what, we aspire that you'll be able to do following us and following the Hussla. It is so much better. Like, we obviously don't do it anymore. And, we don't encourage people to use other people's accounts, but we know of people who do use other people's accounts, and we've heard of some sort of bad stories that have come out of it. And it's not worth it. It is so much more stressful. All of a sudden, you're putting trust in these other people that you don't know. There's money involved. It's that provides so much more stress and anxiety.
I've told people like publicly, I've been burnt by it before.
Yeah, I lost $14,000.
Yeah, I didn't know if you guys wanted to talk about it.
I lost $14,000 from a guy who I used to play footy with, and he basically just saw the money in the account and said, "Fuck you! I've made." Like, he thought I made all this money.
They think it's profit. That's the problem.
Because the money goes across all these different accounts.
It might be $200 profit, but it's $10,000.
The account that it was using at the time obviously had $14,000 in it, and this guy was a degenerate punter, which I failed to identify. Probably just trusting people too often, and then bang, gone. And I didn't really, I guess, understand how I should approach that back then. I probably should have gone a little bit harder on it. And then it happened again probably 2 years later, and that was the final straw for me. That's kind of when I stopped doing it, and I had to go and chase a 19-year-old kid, and basically not chase him, but I just told him you need to pay the money back, and he thought he was going to run away, and I got that one back. But yeah, fuck that. It's not a good world to live in, and it's 100%.
It's so much easier to just operate your own accounts and do it properly. Sure, it requires a bit more patience and discipline, but at the end of the day, you can't.
Not to mention there's NDAs that potentially get involved. Obviously, some bookies will send out a...
Yeah, they're doing the stat decks now.
Yeah, it's just not worth it to run through all of those. Like, there are so many risks where there's potential where you're just going to have to write off a lot of your profit as a bad debt, essentially, because you're never going to get it back.
Yeah.
But this is the thing as well. People will probably arc up about that, hearing that we've done that, and we're not going to hide from it. Like, this is how we learnt everything that we're teaching you. Yeah. So we made these fuck ups.
We've made every fucking mistake.
We've done everything that you can think of, I promise you. And that's not to say how good we are, but when you're exposed for 10 years, you're going to see a lot of shit. And this is why paying us $99 a month, you're not going to just get tips. You're going to get all these different types of ideas that we're going to prevent you from making a mistake on, or you might think of something and you ask us, and then we save you from losing $1,000.
And you're still going to make mistakes along the way. Like, 100%. This is why we encourage people, when you sign up first month, start on a $10 unit size. Iron out those mistakes. There's 95% of mistakes you'll probably make in the first month. Yeah. Make those 95% of mistakes on a $10 unit size before you up it. Get your confidence, build your understanding of what's required, and then you can look to really cash in. But that learning process that, we say takes a month took us 10 years, sort of thing.
Easily, and every mistake, and it costs us fucking money as well.
Yeah, it costs
JP's talking about $14,000.
Yeah,
that's
that sounds like
$3,000 mistake on Betfair. There's already $17,000 gone.
Yeah, legit.
And just through learning, and and myself and JP were associated with somebody else who punted our money as well. Like a massive punter.
Preston.
No, not Preston,
Well,
but
Preston's ripped off half
Yeah,
of
yeah,
fucking
that's
the
probably-
Australian Open
probably,
stats team.
Yeah, just be careful.
probably won't.
Well, yeah, so it's
I
fact.
know that's fact. You're right.
Probably won't discuss that on here, but
Well, not me,
anyway, like
but-
like there was another guy that
tried.
we knew was getting
He tried on me too.
was regularly getting like 5-10K sports bet matches, like
Yeah.
5K in, 5K bonus, 10K in, 10K bonus, and yeah, JP and I were like, fuck, this is a gold mine, but little did we
a
know
risk.
that we had to leave money in there and fucking it got punted and whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, so moral of the story: just keep your accounts open.
Yeah,
Just
it's
keep
so
your
much,
buddy
life's
accounts
easier
open.
if you do it with
Just-
your own
yeah.
accounts. And now
Yeah.
let's move on to something a bit more relevant.
Yeah.
Even though fucking JP's gone to
No,
fucking
they all
assassinate
like
someone
that
on the podcast.
Hopefully save someone getting scammed.
But obviously, we've just finished, as we said, we had today off. We thought we'd film a podcast, go through a few things and iron out what's gonna look like going forward. But maybe we can just recap on spring. Obviously, there's still a little bit of spring to go. There's still some nice racing in WA. But, you know, since September 1, I think you might have the results in front of you, Steve. I roughly remember them off the top of my head. But
Yeah.
maybe if we just want to touch on how spring's been for us, for the system subscribers. I know we usually just talk about general shit, but maybe we can wrap it up by giving ourselves a little bit of a pat on the back.
It's been a
just
pretty good
getting
spring.
and just a bit of a pump up for all
Yeah.
the subscribers. Obviously, we've ticked over 500 subscribers, which is fucking elite. Like, it's
Yeah, it's
so
awesome.
nice to have that community there. And then, yeah, obviously the results. So,
Community's
what I
booming.
posted, what
Yeah.
do we got? We got 10. We did 10 weeks so far since September
Well,
1.
I've just had a look at. I've done from the 27th of August. We did have a good day, but I feel like that was a big first sort of day of spring. I can't remember what the day was, but I feel like there was Group 1. So I've gone from there and compared the years from that day. And yeah, we've gone 108 units profit since the 27th of August up until
So
you know,
what's
last
that,
Saturday.
11?
well, the
tipping
week
weeks.
before we went minus 13 or something.
We did. That's right. We had our first ever losing 30-day period. So we had to refund a bunch of people. I think that was about the last time we did our podcast, probably. It was about the start of spring, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, from there, we've gone 108 units profit. But that's 108 units on our official results, not to mention Betr giving back double bonus backs, not to mention Sportsbet giving bonus back to
PointsBet
5th,
to
PointsBet to 6th.
Yeah, yeah.
They're all doing. So most people were... I remember there was a few comments where I think we had that negative 5.5 unit day, or 5.8 on the 29th of the 10th. And there was a few comments in the chat. People were like, oh, I actually went negative 3 units today or something like that. So those extra bits add up. So most
Yeah, a couple
followers...
of those larger plays
Mate,
ran
that day
fourth,
was-
so they were like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck, I
Sorry
have
to
this.
go off topic, but I've never seen a losing day have 0 people complain in the chat ever.
That was, I reckon, because you sprayed them on that Wednesday. You know, that there was copped a
good.
full grilling. But it was a good grilling and the messages got
Move on.
across.
Now
It's
they've
great.
woken up and they've probably all stayed on and got an extra 20 units.
Yeah, it's
already.
unreal. Yeah, it's so people are so much calmer. I reckon there's still probably people behind the scenes that are seething a little bit, like on those days, like because you know
It's
that's
fine
just
to be
naturally going to
angry.
happen. It's fine, but you know you're spot on. You just realize in the long term, like that message from Shawnee was it before. You just know in the long term you're going to win. We're going to have 3 out of 10 days that lose. It's just inevitable. Just deal with it. But yeah, so it has been a good spring. 108 units. I think over the same period last year, it was like 88 units or something like that.
Nice.
So we've definitely gone better over spring, which is pretty good to see considering there was a comment I got from a new sub. Interested to hear your thoughts on it, or either thoughts really. He was like, now that spring's finished, what does that mean for the
Yeah, I
system?
saw that.
Since, you know, potential promos are dropping off, which he's right, they definitely are, but keen to hear what you have
Well,
to say
we've
about
tipped
that.
for 2 years and we've missed one Saturday.
Yeah.
Well, I think the other thing I was going to say is promos do drop off in a sense that the subs probably don't get that extra value with bonuses to 4th, 5th, but we don't record any of that. Like, we're only recording bonuses to 3rd. So, sure, you might not have the PointsBet to 6th or Betr to 5th or SportsBet to 4th or 5th. They may not be doing those as much or ever until spring again, but that doesn't change in our results because we're always 2nd to 3rd. So, the subscriber themselves may lose a little bit of their edge in a sense that extra bonus or extra
the
profit that they
extras,
could be
yeah.
making, but the system operates year round. You look at through all of our months. There seems to be a trend. I mean, it's only 2 months, so it's hard to say that it's a trend. But in June, it seems to be June may potentially be a bit of a period where maybe we should look at shaking things up a little bit. But reality is, like, we're averaging 34 units profit a month. That happens year round. Spring, you said last spring we only made 88. So
Yeah.
we've had 3-month periods outside of spring where the promos aren't the same, and we've still made more than 88. So it's much of a muchness in
It's
my
probably
in my
just
opinion.
it's going to be the same generally, but it's probably just a little bit of more focus on sustainability because
Definitely.
Yeah.
people who have no idea stand out more among less punters.
With regards to the results, I think it more just might be we're going to be a bit more. We now have a bigger base as well, but we're going to be more selective in the races that we select to bet on
Yeah.
we have a massive following, and A, we don't want our subscribers to get linked. B, we're not just going to, use some of the smaller bookies just to bet into races.
I think
we're not going to chase units.
I think the smaller bookies will probably fade off a little bit.
Yeah.
Your boss bets, and boss bet was doing all races at Flemington for a couple of Saturdays
Swift's
there.
already gone fucking like text bet style banning already.
Have they? Yeah.
Swift's, I reckon.
So, which we somewhat, you touched on it before, they've come into spring and they've tried to smash the market share.
We're not shocked.
Yeah, we're not shocked by it all. Yeah.
Well, you reckon that like potentially Betr could and Sportsbet.
Well, that's my concern, yeah.
Yeah, it might ruin the whole thing and basically monopolise it. But I can't see that happening. I think there's still enough people punting.
Not for a few years.
Not yet,
anyway.
Yeah, but who knows? We'll work with what we get.
I mean, the way the
forward,
industry's
it'll be
booming, providing the industry keeps growing, I think I saw a stat a decade ago, the profit in the industry has doubled compared to a decade ago. So if it keeps trending up that way of how much money's coming through the industry, then
the only reason that this would
there's
never
nothing
be
to
a
worry
thing going forward would be legislation. And I know you've said that. Like, unless the government,
let's not give them any
governing
ideas.
bodies
The
really,
government, yeah.
unless they really like dive in and be like, all right, no more bonuses,
but
no more this, no more advertising,
So-
and then it becomes a lot less.
So how much is the government making?
Yeah, of course. So
This
that's
is where,
not
like,
happen.
during COVID, for example, they dropped all these sports and AFL and NRL.
racing
Not
ran
one
like clockwork.
fucking race
Yeah,
was
like
was
clockwork.
taken off. Like, literally.
Yeah.
Not one. And,
we cleaned up, so I'm not too disappointed by it.
One was postponed by a few hours, and then they still ran it anyway. So,
But yeah, it's like going forward, one of the questions was, what do you see for the foreseeable future? And it'll just be normal. Like, we'll just be punting, we'll be betting as per normal, and we'll roll in. There'll be, there's Boxing Day is a big day, New Year's Day is a big day, Magic Million starts middle of January, then, the autumn carnival rolls around, there's plenty of group ones. Like, racing doesn't stop. Just because it's not spring racing, sure, some of the superstars won't be on the track, but fuck me, like, we might not have as big as Saturdays, but fucking Friday night under lights at the Valley is huge in summer. We'll be tipping some of those. Like, I just can't see us not. Like,
and for people that are potentially worried, I did an analysis probably this time last year, and I had a look at what our results look like in the bigger races compared to the smaller races. And our bigger races are still profitable, but less profitable than smaller meets. So like Group 1s, Group 2s, we actually didn't do quite as well, which we have taken that into consideration this time around. But
that's fairly normal.
That's fairly normal, correct. And so it's like, well, there's not going to be Group 1, Group 2 races as much over until the.
You see a lot of those like tipsters on Twitter and stuff days. Like, especially like Melbourne Cup Carnival, like we're entering, it's literally a bloodbath really. Like if you can come out on top after the Melbourne Cup Carnival, you got fields of like 18, 20 horses, $6 the field. Like if you come out on top at the end of the Melbourne Carnival.
We didn't tip until that Melbourne Cup, for example, the race.
No,
we tipped on the day, we went -2. But this is what Simo said before he subbed. He's like, if you guys can make me profit in the first week, because he signed up, I think, on the Friday before the Melbourne Cup.
Yeah.
He's like, if you make
Derby Day, I think. Sorry, Friday
night.
Cup, yeah.
So he got Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. That's what he's experienced so far. We've gone, so Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So 4 days. We went -6, -2.
Yeah.
Then what did you get on Thursday?
It was
9
like
and 8.6.
+9 and then +9 again. So we did, but obviously that's not what our service is about. It's not about a week. But yeah, that was a very good result over
And
the last
Wednesday
week.
that we had before he joined was Geelong Cup Day, I think, and we had a fucking really nice day there. I'm fairly sure.
We
had
had
5 or 6 units, I think, at Geelong Cup Day.
Wednesday,
So like at the end of the day, it is a fucking, like we're aware of that as well, and we adjust things. Like, there's massive fields or opportunities where we're like, fuck, there's not much plus EV in this race, so we're not going to chase a bet. Like, we're not just going to tip. See, like, I think going forward, there's nothing to worry about. It's just going to be the system just keeps plodding along, doing its thing, and excited. I'm already looking forward to fucking next spring. Hopefully we've got 1,000 subscribers and then it'll be a fucking.
Well, you said at the start of this
absolute
year
party
you'd
time.
love to have 400 by the end of the year. So
it's nice to have. I reckon we've got 470 probably locked in, and there's 30 that have joined in like last week or so that will take some time. We're not going to keep all of them, but the ones that want to make profit will stay. So that's another podcast wrapped up.
For the paid subs, keep an eye out for a potential little celebration.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like in person.
Hopefully within the next. Yeah. Hopefully within the next month.
You got to have been a sub for a month.
Yeah, we'll be able to.
So sign up now if you want to come.
We'll tee something up, but we'll put on some beers and some finger food somewhere, and give you guys a couple of weeks notice.
KFC.
Phil will be there.
KFC for the fellas, but we'll give you guys a couple of weeks notice, and it's just a little bit of a thank you, and would love to get to meet a few of you in person. I know we've hardly met any of our subscribers really. It's pretty hard through COVID at the start, lockdowns, so on and so forth, but yeah, as a community, it's been elite to grow. I would love to get lots of people in the same space to have a beer and a chat. It won't be during a punting day or anything like that. It'll be probably an evening for a few beers for a few hours. So looking forward to that. Another good podcast. Good to see you lads. And I think Steve said he's going to go lay on the beach now. So maybe fucking
Discount code?
Oh yeah, discount code. Steve topless, or what should we go with? No, let's go with I don't know.
What was the topic?
Patience 10 or some shit.
Dabble 10?
Yeah, Dabble 10.
Dabble
All right.
10.
Yeah, so
Are we legally allowed to do that? Do we need to check
Nah,
with
that's
our
right.
lawyers?
So the promo
Spell
code
it with
is
2 E's if you want.
No, fuck that. Dabble 10. So Dabble 10 is the promo code for today. So if you've made it to the end, listen to all our shit, and you're not a subscriber, use Dabble 10 at the checkout. You get a 10% discount on any sub month or longer going forward. So cheers for your time, and we'll see you next time.
Make sure you check if you are watching this. If you're confused about anything, we put every link and timestamp in the description as well. So, and once again, reach out to Tom if you want to ask us questions on Instagram. I don't know if you want to say anything.
No, let's go to the beach.
All right,
See
ladies.
ya.
Cheers, guys.
He's fucking posted that. Geez, lucky I looked at my camera. If I sit up, my head's not in the thing. I have to stay like this. G'day, guys.
We need lighter.
Well, what are we starting with then? Double?
Double.
Gobble, gobble.
Is it recording? Oh, for fuck's sake. Are you serious?
Nice.
I just sat here going double.
That's what's going to get the flip in the show.
Here we go.
Should we talk about JP's fresh fade?
Lads, fresh fade, lads. He's like this. And pouting in the fucking camera with 8 filters on it.
Yeah, Animo it was weird as Animo jumped in an elite spot, was like sitting 1-1 and then finished like 8th or something for the rest of the...
Got shuffled back a fair bit.
Yeah, Moonga fucked it.
I saw some stat where it's like, whenever Animo settles in the first half of the field, it's like
It's
undefeated,
stupid.
and then when it settles in the second
still
half of
good.
the field, it's all right, but it's
Yeah.
like nowhere near the
But
same.
it's not, yeah, but it's alright, it's shit for Animo, yeah.
Hey, don't speak.
The sniff fucking says it.
No, turn it off.
Fuck, if it gets too hot in here, you're going to have to text her to tell her to turn it on.
I'm just going to blow my fucking nose.
Well, we don't need one. We do.